Hey, what's up, folks? Welcome back to On Texas Football, and welcome back to the Winning Drive, the prime time edition. I'm Lifetime Longhorn Rod Babers, pleased to be joined by fellow Lifetime Longhorn. He's also a national champion. My man Marcus Myers joining us. Also, Coach, our own coach, former high school football coach at Vernon, Capel, Brownwood, Belton, Rotan, also played college football at Abilene Christian and coached there as well, and was on the staff at the University of Texas for multiple head football coaches. And these days you can catch his work at ShipleyRanches.com. It's our own coach, Bob Shipley. What's going on, Coach? How you doing?
Hey, man, it's all good. Just kind of relaxing, trying to figure out what I'm going to do this weekend. I don't know what I'm going to do.
It's a lot of good football you can watch.
Oh, yeah, there is. Yeah,
I'm not going to lie. Nice. The Big 12 got probably the sexiest matchup.
Got a good 11 o'clock game, got a good 2:30 game.
Mm-hmm.
Good game. Yeah.
That's some good. And you got some homework to do. You got to watch, if you're a Longhorn fan, you got to watch Georgia versus Mississippi State. You just got taken to the wire there, Marcus. They took you to the wire. And Mississippi State, by the way, has done that to a couple of teams. All right.
And they got their first conference win last week.
Exactly. And that's at Mississippi State, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that Georgia's got to travel. And Georgia's, they thinking about Texas. Ain't no damn way. The coach is thinking about Texas. The players thinking about that Texas game right now, too. All right. So that could be
an early game, too, Rod. It's a noon kickoff on the East Coast. So.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that is what did they used to say? Don't take the cheese or whatever.
The rat poison. What is it? What are you talking about? Don't take the cheese.
Yeah, like that, Doc. You don't be thinking about Texas now. You got to don't take the cheese.
Yeah.
But Kirby Smart is probably he at this point. He's psychologically he knows how to get his team motivated and all that kind of stuff. So I won't doubt him. But that ain't an easy place to play. You assume it's an easy place to play. Texas learned, the hard way that man, you got to scrape and scrap for everything, trying to beat Mississippi State. So they've been maybe at least hopefully they can wear Georgia down a little bit. If anything, hey, now you root for Mississippi State. You need more cowbells right now. You want them to wear them down a little bit, take them to the wire, get them exhausted, and then you get out them fresh. 2 weeks, got your legs under you, got a lot of preparation. I like the situation for Texas going into that game, but we shall see. All right, we'll talk about that game, of course. Talk a lot about it over the next few days and obviously the next week or so. But also we'll get into. There's some other topics I want to dive into. I want to get you guys' thoughts about the college football playoff ranking. Just brief. I know it came out a couple of days ago, but I want to get you guys' thoughts about where Texas is ranked at number 11 there. Also, my man Blake Monroe threw out a great stat about Sark after a bye week. We'll talk about that as it relates to that upcoming matchup too. And all of your questions, comments, guys, whatever you want to talk about. Of course, super chats jump to the front of the line. You can interrupt the show at any time. Just throw out a super chat and we'll address that question or comment. All right. Brief discussion about college football playoffs, because I know it's been covered probably from every angle, and we've talked about it a ton too, but I haven't heard you guys' thoughts about it since it came out, Coach, or you as well, Marcus. Start with you, Marcus. But Texas ranked 11th in the first college football playoff ranking. It would put them, if it obviously was happening today, right outside the college football playoff the way that it is currently constructed. But you got a hell of a schedule left too, so we'll talk about that. But what are your thoughts about what Texas ranked? Fair, unfair? What is it?
I was fine with it, especially knowing that it's as of today, right? So the mere fact that they did, go ahead and put us ahead of OU, ahead of Vanderbilt, two teams that you beat, it shows that they put some stock into beating top 10 teams. And then I think more than anything, it does kind of, the positioning kind of sets the stage of, I know you don't want to leave it to that, but it sets the stage for the possibility of getting in at 9-3, which means you really just got to take care of business 2 out of the next 3. You take care of all 3 and you kind of remove all doubt, right? But the mere fact that they start them out at 11, that kind of puts you, in a pretty good sweet spot, to your point, Rob, with 2 top opponents still to come. So I was fine with it. I didn't really have a ton to argue with about on it. Just again, from this thought that it's just the snapshot of right now, and it's not necessarily how it's going to look at the end.
Coach, what are your thoughts about Texas at 11?
Yeah, well, I think the first 6 are very solid. I don't think anybody's going to argue about that. 7 and 8, one of those is going to knock the other one out. I think Oregon, I'm still not sure that they're what everybody thinks that they are, but I feel good about. I don't know how you would justify, 10, 11, somewhere in there is where I hope that we would be, and it's going to take care of itself. Here's the question I have. The question I have is, Texas could win their last 3 games.
Oh,
okay. And then, so what if you lose in the conference championship game? You got 3 losses.
But I actually think there's a scenario, Coach, where we win the last 3 and you still don't make the championship game.
Oh, is that right? That might be
there's really weird tiebreakers because it goes head to head. And then the second tiebreaker is common opponent, I believe. Blake had put it up this morning. And I think for us, the common opponent for a lot would be Florida, which we lost. So I think there's ways in which you get put out by the common opponent and then it goes down, to some other ones. If that were the case, then I would actually be fine with that because then you don't play an extra game, right? And yeah, see, it's something like, record versus all common conference opponents. That's the second tiebreaker.
So you're saying if Texas wins out, do you think there is some?
I think because imagine we win out, Bama wins out, Ole Miss wins out. Is that everybody would have one conference loss? And then we don't have a head-to-head against them. So then it goes to common opponent, right? Like, I don't know. It was some weird scenarios I've been seeing floating around. But, I mean, to your point, Coach, as well, like if you do make it and then you lose another, I don't think that could, be held against you to the extent that it would keep you out the playoffs. Now, how that impacts your ranking, I don't know. But,
man, I think Texas wins out. They're in. I think it's going to be – I think they'd want them in.
Well, they'll be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is if they have to play in the conference championship game and lose.
Okay, there is. Somebody says we have to win out and Ole Miss has to lose for us to play in the conference championship. And I think that's what I'm saying.
In the SEC title game and making the title and making
correct.
The playoff.
And I think that goes to what I'm saying is if you're tied with Ole Miss, then you would get to a common opponent of Florida and Ole Miss beat Florida. So you would need Ole Miss to lose a second game.
Okay. And then Coach is saying if you lose in the conference title game, then if you make it, then that would obviously hurt your ranking, depending on the other circumstances.
Yeah, but you should still be the number 2 team in the conference.
Yeah. Right. So I just think the worst case scenario I think people are looking at is 9-3. Like if Texas loses one of these next 3 games and they could go 2-1 down the stretch here, how would what would have to happen? What help would they need to still make the college football playoff?
I got you.
Because you guys are talking about winning out. That's great. I don't necessarily think they're going to win out. I would love for them to win out. Y'all got Texas winning out? Hold on, let's go right there then. Hold up. Would y'all have Texas win? In your opinion, do you think how many games do you think Texas is going to win?
This is my chicken answer, but it kind of goes back to my preseason prediction too of like 10-2, where it was like I couldn't really tell you the 2. I just felt like they'd probably lose 2.
Yeah.
So this is kind of that same thing for me, Rod. Like I have more faith in them winning 2 out of the 3 than I do 3 out of the 3. I struggle with is one of the losses going to be Georgia or A&M? Like if I had to like put money on it or make a pick today, I would say I could see us losing to Georgia and then winning the remaining 2.
I agree with you. I see it's crazy because I feel like that rivalry mojo is why you got a chance to beat A&M. You're playing them at home. We saw the same thing kind of come through against Oklahoma. So I don't know. That's weird. I think for Texas to beat Georgia on the road, and I got to go back and look at Georgia's home record recently, but I know it's something astronomically impressive.
Well, I think they've lost 1 in 38, and the one was Bama this year.
Yeah, I know it's something crazy. Like I know that it's just like Texas. It was tough to beat when they beat Bama and everybody was blown away because you don't beat Bama at Bama like that. It would be one of the most impressive feats of Steve Sarkisian's tenure there at Texas. And you got to win the lines of scrimmage. And I wonder if Texas O-line can win the lines of scrimmage that way. Obviously, we got time to talk about that, but I got Texas 2-1 down the stretch. That's why I'm looking at the 9-3 scenario. If they go 3-0 down the stretch, hell, man, Texas might be able to make a run. They would end up being one of the more impressive. They would get hot at the right time and being one of the most impressive teams in college football at that point down the stretch. If that happened, like I said, I got them 2-1 from what I've seen down the stretch. I'm with you though, Marcus. It could be the A&M is that loss, or it could be, it could be Georgia. I think you got to be rooting for A&M at this point, which I know a lot of you think that's blasphemy, but rooting for them to be undefeated when you play them, no matter what the situation. You want an undefeated Aggie when you meet them. You do. You don't want them upset.
Hey, talking about Florida, they played the Citadel this week. Then they get Florida at home. Ole Miss gets Florida at home. And then the last game of the season, Ole Miss has to go to Mississippi State. So,
yeah, no, it's like I said, Texas controls their own fate. If you're from the player mindset and the coach mindset, it's like, hey, we don't got to worry about none of that stuff. All Texas got to do, they had 3-game season, and you need to try to win out. You got 2 top 5 matchups though.
You know what would be crazy? It would be crazy if we win out.
It's a bye week, Cisco. They got a bye week too. So
okay, so if we win out and Ole Miss wins out, all right, and we don't make the conference championship, there's a chance we could still be the number 1 team going into the playoffs, or the number 1 team from the SEC, possibly, because we've been playing on a hot streak and it beat it. That will have been 3 top 10 teams we beat.
If you beat Georgia, you sound bad.
Yeah, I'm talking about if we're 3-0, we went out.
Mm-hmm.
I could see a scenario where we would at least be the number 2 team, I would imagine.
I mean, you would have really impressive wins if you got that give you 4 top 10 wins.
Yes.
I mean,
well, wait a minute. Yeah, it would.
Because you got Vandy, you got Oklahoma, and then you'd have a Georgia and an A&M.
Yeah,
that would be. I mean, that resume would stack up against damn near anybody. Like I said, I don't know what the committee values and all that kind of stuff, but so Texas wins out, that they would be. It would be hard to argue they're not the hottest team in the country at the time if they went out. Like I said, I don't necessarily have them winning out though.
I think the way it would end up going if they did that is they'd be a top 4 seed, but they'd be behind whoever.
Indiana or Ohio State, whatever.
Oh, yeah, and whoever won the SEC.
Whoever wins the SEC.
Yeah, that may be true.
They'd probably make us like a 4 seed, right? So it'd be like, in that scenario, you have like Ohio State, Indiana, SEC champ, us as the 4 seed kind of thing.
Yeah. It'd be really impressive because Texas and Texas A&M, like I always throw out that stat, there's only been 1 season in the history of both programs where they both had double-digit win seasons. It doesn't happen. It's very rare for both to be at playing at a high level and both to be considered elite programs at the same time. So that would be pretty cool. I've always kind of rooted for that, even though I know Longhorn fans, which much rather their success be at the expense of the Aggie brand. I don't know. I kind of root for both of them to be really good because I want that matchup to be a nationally relevant matchup.
Right.
Which if we beat Georgia and Arkansas.
Exactly, Coach. It will be.
Absolutely.
Speaking of, I don't know if you guys saw this little, I believe it came, I saw it from Joe Pompliano. He's a guy that covers sports. And he threw out the most watched college football programs of the season through week 9, I believe it was through the metrics. And I remember last year, Sark brought up the fact that Texas averaged 8 million viewers. Oh, thank you, Matthew. That's why Matthew's the best in the business. Based on their Nielsen ratings, They have Alabama most watched team in college football, 7.9 million viewers on average. Tennessee 7.8. I was surprised by that. Then Georgia at 7.5 and Texas at 6.8. Man, that Georgia Texas number gonna be big. It's gonna be huge. Just considering, looking at that right there, considering whatever it is, that's gonna be a big number when Texas plays Georgia. So just throwing it out there. By the way, look how many SEC teams, dude. Look at this.
Well, it's all of them, but Ohio
State. That's it.
I don't know, man. This seems. I want to know where there's something about this just feels off. Like,
how do they know if I'm changing my channel or watching the game or not?
Yeah. Or you would think, there's got to be a number of people that hate watch us in Notre Dame.
That's true.
Like I can't see more people watching South Carolina than Notre Dame.
I kind of agree with you on that.
Even if you just want to see Notre Dame lose, right? Like you're tuning in. There's people that tune in just for that, same way they do us.
I agree with you. I think you're right. I don't know, but I'm like, how's Notre Dame not on that list? I agree with you.
Well, we would be a lot higher had we not played San Jose State, UTEP, and Sam Houston.
Fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
I'm not, and I'm definitely not saying the ratings aren't legit. It just something about, again, seeing South Carolina at 10 and no Notre Dame doesn't.
Is the SEC bias on this list?
Yeah, this doesn't make sense to me.
SEC bias.
It was a polling company out of Georgia that did this. I mean, Alabama.
No, because it's a Big Ten. It's like, hey man, we got one Big Ten representative. Like, where is USC and
Penn State
on here? Yeah.
Michigan.
This was Sankey. This is a Sankey poll. Sankey put these out there. We'll say some Sankey research for you folks. All right. Before we get to the super chats, let me thank our first sponsor, our friends over at Von Lane, before we get started. We'll dive into the super chats here. Thank you to our friends at Von Lane. Really appreciate them for their ongoing support of Warren Texas football. They've been great, and they'll be great to you, folks. If you have not tried Von Lane, you're doing yourself a disservice. I would say that straight up. You're traveling to anywhere in the state of Texas, or you're traveling in this region, our friends over at Von Lane, they are the most luxurious way to travel. This fall, you got places to be. We got Texas football, of course. You got NFL games in Houston and in Dallas. You got all types of festivals. You got all these great events happening in Texas. Well, why waste hours in an airport or stuck behind the wheel? With Von Lane, you just walk into a hotel terminal. You will check in within minutes, and you're on board. No TSA, no hassle. You settle into one of just 22 oversized first-class seats. You stretch out, recline, you enjoy complimentary Wi-Fi, snacks, and drinks. And if you want a beer or a cocktail, they've got you covered. Travel is open right now through December. So the holidays right now, I know a lot of folks traveling for the holidays, and airports are a nightmare. All the TSA issues, right? You don't want to deal with that. Our friends at Von Lane are offering you a luxurious experience. They expedite your travel in every way. And right now you can book for game days, concerts, even Thanksgiving and Christmas trips. Visit vonlane.com. That's VONLANE.com. Use the code OTF25 and you'll save $20 on your first ride with Von Lane. That's Von Lane. That's your private jet on wheels. We really appreciate our friends at Von Lane for sponsoring the winning drive and being a part of the Owen Texas football family. Yeah, the TSA issues, no joke about that. I haven't traveled since they've had all these TSA issues with government shutdowns and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just saying, travel Von Lane. Just try it out. Once you try it, you'll be a fan just like the rest of us. All right. Let's go to the super chats, gentlemen. Let's do it. How about this one from Devon? We appreciate the super chat. Said, Rod, please talk about your tweet with targets to motion. Been begging Sark Ford, celebrating the 33rd today, watching my favorite live stream. Devon, we appreciate it. Happy B-Day. All right.
That's
Happy
awesome.
B-Day. 33rd. 33rd is a good one. That's a good one, man. That's a good B-Day. Hold up. Marcus, how old are you?
41, man.
Oh man, I thought you was around that age. You an old man like me.
I was a freshman when you were a senior.
You're an old man.
Shipley says, hold my beer. I just turned 65.
That's your coach just celebrated on the Vandy game, right? Vandy
yeah, I told you that's why we were gonna win.
Yeah, that's true.
That was how we ended the show last week.
Had that good mojo working. All right, you know what, Devon, I got something I'll share with you then. Okay, so this is my little rant about targets to motion. And shout out to Parker Fleming. He's the stats award guy. You guys should follow him. He does college football stats. He's a data scientist, does really good stuff. So he put out a tweet it just got me going down a rabbit hole. And so I started looking at targets to motion. By the way, targets to motion, which is targets to a player in motion or shifting prior to the snap at the time of the snap, right? That's what a target to motion is. I got obsessed with it when I was doing research about Sark when he first got the job. And I read that Mac Jones had 100% completion percentage when he was targeting motion that season. And I thought to myself, man, that's pretty interesting, like 100% completion percentage. So I started doing film research, looking at, how often do they target motion, that kind of stuff. And I was like, it's one of his cheat codes. And it was a really unique signature for Sark at the time. So just fast forwarding, Sark's used it, but not enough, to your point. I've also asked for more of it. You've asked for more of it because a lot of his big plays actually happen to be targets to motion. The last 2 weeks, Arch, when he targets motion, 88% completion percentage, 16 yards per attempt, and you're over a 50% like first down touchdown rate on just targets to motion. It's been one of the main ingredients in your new offensive recipe. Matter of fact, you started out the game, same damn play, target to motion for Ryan Wingo, bust the game wide open. This is why it matters against Georgia. Last year, when Sark played Georgia in that first game, he really couldn't find anything that worked in the first half. One of his main adjustments in the second half was, guess what? Targets to motion. Remember the first big play they had, other than the Arch scramble out of empty, 24-yard gain to Matthew Golden on an end cut. It was basically dagger, but they ran it out of targets to motion. The first touchdown to Isaiah Bond. Remember, he did the corn dog from Andy Reid. He ran zigzag motion to get open, target to motion, got him wide open. Boom. The touchdown to Jaden Blue, they were in empty. They reload out of empty to find out where the matchup was, found that linebacker that was going to match up on Jaden Blue, ran Texas route, touchdown. It's one of his main little cheat codes he found against Georgia. And so he ended up running 10 of those in the first game. He ended up running 13 of them in the second matchup. I'm not going to give you all the details because we actually got another video coming out about all the stuff about the Georgia games. And I'll give you all of that. But one of his main adjustments, his countermeasures to the aggression of Georgia and a lot of man coverage for Georgia in that SEC title game was targets to motion. He did figure it out. He used it. And he was very aggressive with it. So I predict it should be one of your main cheat codes.
Now, but this shows that we motion the most, but then that motion player the least, right?
Not the least, but you way below average.
Right.
Yeah, one of the least. Yeah. No doubt. They on passes to motion, nobody has more motion on passing plays in Texas.
Right.
But as Mark, they way below the average when it comes to, when it comes to basically targets to that player that's in motion. And he should do it way more often. I believe Jeff and I, if you guys have not seen Football Theory, Jeff, Howe, and I go into detail about this on Football Theory too. So you can get into it a little bit. Just throw it out there. So it's been what you guys have heard me talk about it a ton. I mean, y'all probably get tired of me talking about it, but it works really well. And the last two games, I want to say Sark has increased targets to motion like exponentially. Okay. Sorry. When I went deep in there, I went to did somebody put that joke back up there? I missed it. Sark needs to be emotional. Well done, Marco. I will say, can I just say this about Marco?
Hey, Marco has some good ones.
Sharp. Marco, Marco is pretty sharp. Marco has a good one-liner at least once a live stream.
And they're quick. They're not slow developing plays.
They're like the quick screens start to throw out to the wide
receiver. It's a zone beater. Yeah, he gets them out quick.
No wonder he said, I missed it. I meant to bring it up. I still remember it because it was. I was like, I don't even know if I should say this, but I'm gonna say it because it's not PG-13. So if you're a kid, get off of the live stream right now. All right, get off. Earmuffs for a second. We had CJ on, and Coach, I think Coach you on, and I don't know what we were talking about. We was off the rails talking about something. And then Marco put out there, he's like, oh no, I know what it was. CJ got like a call or something. And I was like, oh, CJ probably getting a call from the ladies, little booty call for CJ. And I believe Marco put out there, yeah, CJ turns tight ends into wide receivers.
Yeah. I remember that one. That was good.
I was like, come on, man. Good. He's out of control. That's why I was like, okay, Marco he's up to something. He's always up to something. Yeah, he's sharp. All right. Anyway, thank you, Devon. Thank you for the super chat. We appreciate it. Quentin here. How about that? Quentin with the super chat says Georgia is ranked bottom 30 in tackles for loss and sacks. Yes, can we bring this up? Thank you, Quentin, for bringing that up. And we're astute observation, Quentin. Appreciate that because CJ Vogel also talked about this. I believe he brought it up on Twitter, and I couldn't believe it. Like I was like, I gotta go. I actually checked the CJ Vogel stat, which I never do. You know what I mean? I always assume CJ, of course, CJ's right about that stat. CJ does great research, loves to go rabbit holing. He put out there that Georgia, with only 8 sacks this year, 132nd in the country in sacks. That is why that's everybody's like, what?
Yeah, that doesn't even nothing about that sounds like you're right. It's the thing that makes you go check something. You know, like I would probably be looking sideways if I saw they were 32nd in the country. Like that wouldn't even compute. So yeah, it just sounds like, you know, they're not getting to it this year. Now, we've talked about a team that struggled doing that before, and then all of a sudden they figured it out. So I'm hoping that Georgia continues to stay on this trend that they're on, but that means that, you know, they're much more gettable by air than in years past. And that would be something, you know, our offense would definitely be able to play to its advantage.
Yeah, Coach. I mean, that's considering the damage they did against Texas last season. But there's on the wall. There's no. They don't have those war daddies on the D line. They don't have those guys this year. But they are still a sound defense. But they don't force negative plays like they did last year. That's what honestly. This is probably giving me more hope about that matchup than anything else. Is that yes, Texas offensive line has had some pass pro issues. But this is not that dominant Georgia pass rush that it was last year. But you know, they still could show up against Texas and look like that team last year, basically on defense. Yeah. Look like world beaters. But that I couldn't believe that when he threw that out there. So it maybe does that affect the game plan? Does that change your game plan against Georgia? That they don't have an elite pass rush? That they don't have
I mean, it changed the game plan from what he's been doing.
Like just overall, like if you saw that as a coach, would you assume, you know what, I'm gonna have time for my QB?
Yeah, I would definitely, for sure. You want to test them out and see if you can stop them for once. You know.
Yeah,
we hadn't been able to before.
See, that's the conundrum, though, because what's been working is the quick passing game. The quick passing game has been working for you. Last game, you averaged 2.5 seconds as your average time to throw. That's been working for you. And we still haven't figured out if that was matchup specific, because he said we could take advantage of the athletic advantage on the outside, or if that's the offense, being evolving. Right, and being modified. I do think Georgia's going to be better at tackling on the perimeter on those quick screens and quick passes than Vanderbilt.
Yeah, you don't have as much leakage.
Not at all. You still can get some yards. I ain't saying you want to get yards, but you ain't going to blow the game wide open and get 12, 10. They was getting 12, 10 yards a pop, 60 yards a pop. No, you ain't going to get that versus Georgia. Their team tackling grade overall, they're third in team tackling grade in the country. So they don't necessarily make a lot of splash plays. They still are sound. They're sound. There's a sound defense. There's not a lot of, like you said, leakage and structural, kind of the structural issues with that defense. All right, back to the super chats. Sean, thank you for the super chat, Sean. We appreciate it. Said Texas will win all 3 games. Unpopular opinion. I should start with that. Texas will win all 3 games, which includes beating Texas A&M and will end up playing Texas A&M again in the SEC championship game. Damn, Sean, man, I hope that would be sexy. Guys, what are your thoughts? Coach, what are your thoughts about that possible hypothetical? Because I'm telling you, that would put the Texas A&M game back on the map. That would put it back on the map. If you played them and then beat them, hopefully they're undefeated, right? When you play them and beat them, because then they'll make it a national game, and then you play them again in the SEC title game.
Mm-hmm. Where is the title game this year, SEC?
It's Atlanta again.
Atlanta, I believe.
I think it's every year unless they change it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they probably should put it in Texas when.
I think too many things would have to happen. Alabama's going to have to get. Alabama, Ole Miss. I mean, there's some things that have to happen.
Yeah, need some help.
Yeah, but that would be fun. That would be really fun.
That would. I mean, like I said, I've never been playing in the Texas A&M game when it's, that sexy. Do we know the peak of the Texas A&M rivalry? Do we know the peak of it? Do we know when it was at its peak? Like I said, it's only been one season where they both won double-digit games in the same season. So when was it at its peak? Somebody tell me.
Yeah,
when was it at its peak?
CB, do you know? I know you.
No, I would like. I really want to know when is it? When was that? I don't know. This was the best it was. It was 1985, 1990. Go look at them. I don't know.
I was gonna say maybe it was like a Southwest Conference situation. Like
when everybody was cheating.
Like during the Big 12.
It wasn't during that time. It wasn't during that time.
I don't think it was Big 12.
So you're right. Maybe it was when everybody was cheating. Southwest Conference days. That was better. I gotta find out time. If that happened to me, that might be the peak. That's what I'm saying. Like if that happens, give me a time where A&M and Texas were both double-digit win good, playing in the conference championship, and then both about to go to the college football playoff. Well, the playoff never happened. Obviously, that's the first time, so that can't happen. But you get my point. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Yeah, that could be it. All right, see, 1975.
I'll take your word on it, Ty.
Was that back when?
I gotta go check it out.
That may have been a little before Curtis Dickey. They had a running back out of.
I remember Curtis Dickey. My dad used to tell me about him. Yeah,
he was unbelievable.
Your dad told you about Dickey? That's awesome. Made you made sure you knew about the OGs, huh?
yeah, he told me about ball, man. He had, somehow when he was at Tech, Romeo Crennel was one of his coaches. I think he was like a defensive coach at that time for Tech. So like there was always, when you think about some of these older teams, they always had coaches that went on to do a whole bunch of stuff. True. And then they had pit stops at places that you would have never tied them to.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. All right, before you answer some more super chats, let's thank another sponsor. Thank our friends over at Culligan. We appreciate them. Our newest sponsor, newest member of the Owen Texas football family, and they're fantastic folks. And I know a lot of you out there are maybe worried about your water quality, and you should be, by the way. The water that your family drinks, when it comes to the water that you use every day, you don't want to cut corners, and you shouldn't. That's why for over 90 years, people have trusted Culligan, the name Culligan and the brand Culligan here in Austin. Culligan has earned that trust, and the Culligan Ultra Pure has been serving the community for more than 60 years. And Culligan Ultra Pure provides high quality residential water treatment at an affordable price, including reverse osmosis systems, water softeners, and UV purification lights. So whether your water comes from a well or a municipal source, Culligan has the perfect treatment solution for you and your home and your family. And right now, you can schedule a free, that's right, absolutely free, a free water test and save up to $600 when you mention On Texas Football. So Culligan Ultra Pure, which serves Austin proudly, but also Corpus Christi, Victoria, Brownwood, Pampa, also Plainview. So don't wait. Don't waste any time. Call Culligan Ultra Pure today and call Michael. Actually, Michael Culligan himself. That's right. You can reach out to Michael Culligan at 512-339-2378. That's 339-2378. Better Water starts with our friends over at Culligan. Thank you very much to Michael Culligan. Thank you to the Culligan group. And Rod played in the Culligan Holiday Bowl twice. That's right. I go way back like 8 tracks with the Culligan family, man. Thank you, CB, for reminding me of that.
Were they always Holiday Bowl? Because I got one of those too, I guess.
Man, I used to give away my stuff for that. I always re-gifted all my bowl gifts, which probably was an NCAA violation that I'm admitting to right now. But I'm sure it is. Everything's an NCAA violation, as you know, Mark. Coach,
no,
you know that.
Yeah, it used to be. It's not anymore.
Yeah, not anymore.
I don't know what the
statute limitations.
Yeah. Hopefully, I ain't just get Texas, but I would give away my bowl gifts to family. Like it's only to family. I just re-gifted.
I think it's fine, and you weren't trading it for anything. You weren't selling it, so
I couldn't afford gifts, so I would just re-gift my bowl gifts. And so Unc's still walking around with Culligan Holiday Bowl jumps, track suits, and everything like that. So that's how you used to make it through the holidays. All right, back to the super chats. Jeff here says Notre Dame is 9th over the past 5 years. Oh, we're talking about
the
ratings and the viewership. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you for doing the research. That's why I like our viewership. They're not lazy. They'll do research and actually come to you with facts. We appreciate that. I agree. But Notre Dame still this year should be relatively high. I'm with Marcus on that one. I think they just no. For some reason, that their stipulation, they overlooked at least Notre Dame in the ranking. I also like to see like Michigan and some of the other Big Ten schools. All right, CB, who is one of our historians on the show. We appreciate CB. Thank you for the super chat. Says Marcus, 21 years ago today, how do y'all get down 35-7 to Oklahoma State? And what sparked the biggest comeback in Texas history? Said B had 5 TDs. R.I.P. to my man, Sid B, man. No doubt. Love me some Said B. Man, give us a story. What the hell happened?
Well, I mean, was that in Austin?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I was at that.
We used to have like problems with them every year for some reason. Like we would always get down big to them. And if I remember that one correctly, that was the one where like in the locker room, Coach Brown, he was like very like even keeled, and he just was like,
we heard there's a story out about that locker room.
Well, when he got to us, now I don't know what some of the other stuff happened, but if I remember that one correctly, that's when he was basically just like, they're not going to score again, and we're going to win the game, and that was kind of pretty much what happened. But we had a couple of years in a row. Now, the one that I remember being pretty dicey, Coach, was when we went to Oklahoma State and got down big. And I don't remember what year that was. I'm sure CB knows. Man, quick side note, I think we're going to have to get CB on one of these days. Like, we have to put him in front of a camera. I need to know how he knows all this stuff, like how he tracks it. He keeps up with our birthdays, like the day the game was played. I think it's amazing. So, but we went to Oklahoma State one time, and it got a little dicey between some of us in the locker room. We were down big at half, and then we came back and won that one too. So,
what was it? Who was it that put out the tweet this week that was on that team? Michael Griffin, I think maybe. Did you read about that?
What did he
say? Coach Brown came in, and Vince said, like, F this coach. We don't want to hear that. You know what? And he said, right. turn around, walked out. And then we came back and won the game.
that might have been that one. It might have been that one.
Oh man. No, that's crazy, dude. That's wild. I don't think I ever had a comeback that great. There's no way.
It was I don't know. Those games just were always weird. For some reason, they would like jump up ahead of us. They would make every play. I think that was when they had one of the Woods brothers, and he like had like a one-handed touchdown catch. It was just like everything that could go wrong would go wrong in those first halves against Oklahoma State. It was always wild.
And now Mike Gundy didn't have it.
Superman of the rescue.
And now Mike Gundy is out of work.
He's out of there.
But you're right about that, though. No, I think every kind of player at Texas who's kind of played during that Mike Gundy era, and even maybe a little bit of time before that, had an experience of getting down to Oklahoma State and having to battle back and win. I want to say almost, because it happened at least once every 3 years where that team you got down to Oklahoma State. Oh damn, what you gonna do now? It's like, and every time Texas was back, we actually, I one of my own, maybe the only game-winning interception I ever had was against Oklahoma State. It was we had gotten down, and then it was a really close game. We had kind of, and I think it was within 3 points or something like that. And yeah, pre-Mullet Gundy, and then they were throwing to Rashawn Woods. To your point.
I told you it was a Woods.
Yeah. And then boom, end up winning the game. It was right before the Oklahoma game, so I think we was looking ahead, and almost got our butts whipped.
But Rob, they were pointing out. I forgot Les Miles was there when we were there too. So like the first part of my career, that was Les Miles at Oklahoma State, and then I think the year we won it maybe was when Gundy started.
Gundy, I mean, I would say that they've been good at hiring coaches, for the most part, considering their limitations. Coach, they've done a decent job there of hiring coaches.
Who was that beast receiver they had that played with the Cowboys? He was a freak.
Oh, Dez Bryant.
Yeah, was Dez at that time?
Yeah, they even had he ended up going on to be a bust, but in college, didn't they have Justin Blackmon too?
Yep, they always had one of them dudes.
Yeah,
it was Rashawn Woods when I was there, but then after that, Dez, and they had Justin Blackmon. I called him Man of War. He was a beast.
Yeah, he was a monster.
Didn't he win the Biletnikoff twice?
I think so. Something crazy like that. He was an animal.
He was a monster, dude. And I think he had off the field issues. He couldn't. Mm-hmm. I think he had like some addiction issues or something like that. That's probably the only reason he didn't work out in the league. That dude was freak.
Yeah, he won it twice. Yep.
Won it twice. Oh, that's great. Like, I want to say, didn't Crabtree do it? It's only like 2-3 receivers that's done that. That's won the Biletnikoff twice.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Honestly, Jordan Shipley should have won it too. I'm gonna say that right now. I'm gonna throw that out there. I'm gonna say that right now. I remember that year. Was it Golden Tate? Was that Tate?
Yeah, Golden Tate won it. Yeah.
Golden Tate that year. I know it was close. I think Tate won it because Tate he's like some carries and stuff like that. They were no. I think Jordan should have won it. But I digress. Let's get back to the super chats here, gentlemen. Thank you, CB. We appreciate that. The super chat. And by the way, there was a rumor once that CB, because he's so knowledgeable about Texas sports, that he was actually a Craigway burner account. Turns out that was not true, because I've met CB's people. All right, so that's not true. See that that's not true. I work at Craigway, and I also know CB's people. Sophisticated Celia, tell your people I said what's up.
Hey,
all right, Todd here with a super chat. Scheme simple on offense versus Georgia. Zone and base block. 11 or 10 personnel, maybe some 21 personnel if you use Niblet as a running back / receiver. There is meat on the bone with 21 Niblet. Thoughts, Rod? Thank you, Todd, for the super chat. Appreciate it.
Well, I'll just say, Rod will tell you won't get 10. Now, maybe the others, but you won't see 10. But
I will when they put out, that's just not the way Sark works. He doesn't operate that way. I can't remember him putting out 10 personnel. He's always got a tight end on the field. But the Niblet package, interestingly, I thought they had some success with it, but him as a decoy last week. Instead of with him, like every time kind of force feeding him every time he's in there. You're right. There is something to it. Listen, Sark's stubborn about it. Sark's going to make that Niblet package work. All right. So I think, we'll see what they break out versus, because he used it last year versus Georgia, actually. Go back and watch last year's first game versus Georgia. They broke out the Niblet package. So I do like it. It's not been very successful, kind of based on my numbers, but I like variation. I don't like when Sark just kind of sticks to one personnel grouping. And also I'll say this about keeping it simple. I do think slow developing stuff versus Georgia that's bad. I think it's ill-advised. They're so kind of quick keyed, and they're such a fast flow defense. Those slow developing screens, anything slow developing, like slow developing play action plays, to me, I think it is probably the wrong path to go down. I would go with more quick hitting stuff too, to the point about keeping this scheme simple on offense.
Even with the defensive front as ineffective as they are, putting pressure and sacking the quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, I still think you can go downfield on some of your throws. I just wouldn't have them be slow developing. This is why I like straight drop back for Arch and not the play action stuff. where he's got to turn his back. And that's why, Coach, you didn't like when he's under center. Sometimes they go under center and play act like he's under center. And he's turning his back on the defense. Then he got to reset. And it's like, man, that was a lot going on. By the time he resets, it's like 2.7 seconds. And he just started to look at the defense again. So that's why I like straight drop back, because it happens quicker and you can still get downfield some of those vertical concepts, but it doesn't take all day. His average time to throw in that Vanderbilt game was 2.5 seconds. They still got downfield on some of those shot plays. So that's just how I think about George. I got respect for Kirby Smart. His guys will be well prepared, man, and they're aggressive. That's why they're an aggressive defense. That's why I said targets to motion, stuff like that works, because targets to motion forces the defense to back off. You can't be aggressive. You have to give cushion. You have to allow the route to kind of reveal itself when a guy's in motion, because you never know what's going to happen. And that's why I think it's one of those things that works versus Georgia. Those are, I think, a lot of concepts that he's going to stack on versus Georgia. So I like the thought of it. All right, Lane. Doggies, Hoggies, and Gaggies, toughest final stretch since when? I didn't know where he was going with that, actually.
I was trying to follow it. Now I'm there, but
and for a while I was like, I should be reading this, but I'm going to go ahead and read it. What are your thoughts about the toughest final stretch since when, Coach? That's a good. That's
a good question. I don't know. It's tough. You don't know what Arkansas is going to do. Who knows? Because they got nothing to lose. Coaches, players, they got nothing to lose.
Yeah. Any version of them could show up. I don't know. I mean, to the point of the question, I can't think of a tougher one, at least when these teams have been, that good. I know you got Arkansas sandwiched in there, but I don't recall a time we played number 3, number 5. Yeah, I don't recall us doing that, twice in 3 weeks, but I'm sure it's out there somewhere.
But it's been a while. And then coming off another historic stretch where you were away from home.
Right.
For, I don't know, a month and a half, or whatever it was.
41 days.
And when was that? I think I want to say the last time that happened was like 1940 something or something crazy like that. It was way, way back for Texas. You're not away from home that often. So to your point, yeah, I mean, I think it might be the toughest stretch in the modern era to finish, because you were in the Big 12.
Yeah.
So you never had a stretch to finish that. You know what? 2008. But look at 08. What's the 08 to finish? Because remember, Tech was ranked high. They weren't. I don't know.
They were. Yeah, Tech was number 5.
Okay, well, there you go. You might have some there. We got to go look at that stretch. I don't know where the Aggies were.
That was a good stretch.
That was a hellacious stretch.
When you factor in, I mean, I know we got the bye, but then you also add in Vandy.
Oh, what was that?
Oh, there it is.
Thank you, Matthew. Okay.
So I guess if you backed up to October, then
look at that. They played Oklahoma number 1, Missouri number 11, Oklahoma State number 7, and Tech number 6. Okay.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like the end stretch, but it was a
4-game stretch.
Yeah. In terms of a tough stretch, period.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might. I mean, honestly, to answer the question, that might be it.
I think that's it.
I don't know if it's a final stretch, but if you're looking at your stretches, that's in that conversation. But I don't know. It's the final stretch. This is it, because final would mean the last 3. I don't think Texas had a tougher final stretch in the modern era of football.
Yeah. Find out what they're made of.
You will. And honestly, that Arkansas offense is it's tough, man. That Arkansas offense.
They put up yards.
Yeah.
I mean, really, count last week in the stretch.
Right.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, the month of November.
There's 3 of your last 4 games against top 10 teams.
Yep.
That's right.
Your final month of the season.
That's right, Coach. You're right. Yeah, this is it. This is by far the toughest stretch. And honestly, you probably have to go pre-modern era. You got to go back to like the DKR days, I bet, to find maybe Southwest Conference in its heyday. So I take that back. Southwest Conference in its prime. Maybe you find a stretch. Maybe when everybody was paying everybody. I don't know. But That's really impressive. All right, let's thank another sponsor before we move on. Our friends over at South Point Dodge. We appreciate our friends over at South Point Dodge. They've been with us for a long time, and trust me, folks, if you do business with South Point Dodge, you'll be doing business with them for a long time because they'll show you how trustworthy they are. They're really great people. They operate with integrity, and they make sure that customer service is their top priority. So whether you're looking for a car or a truck, where you need something new, something used, maybe it's a trade-in. Our friends at South Point Dodge pride themselves on being Austin's automotive everything. They have over 600 vehicles in stock right now, including the all-new 2025 Ram 1500. You can get the real deal today and drive away in the all-new Ram 1500, proven to last. Plus, you get employee incentive pricing. That's their fancy way of saying you get the employee discount. That means you pay what the employees pay right now at South Point Dodge. They treat you like family because you are family to them at South Point Dodge. Check them out off of I-35 in South Austin, or go online at southpointdodge.com. Get the real deal today at southpointdodge.com. We appreciate their ongoing support of Owen Texas football. All right, back to the super chats. Sean, thank you, Sean, for the super chat. We really appreciate it. Says Ole Miss loses to Florida. Oklahoma beats Alabama. A&M wins out. Texas wins out, which includes beating A&M. Equals Texas versus A&M in the SEC title game. Boom! My man Sean worked it out for you. He did all the, did all that math. I ain't want to do all that. I don't do that. Yeah, he did all that for you. So there you go. All the hypotheticals laid out. I like that. Screenshot it. Boom. Is that easy? What do you think?
They're playing Florida at Ole Miss, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now
so.
where's the Oklahoma-Alabama game?
That I don't know. That's a great question.
That game's in Alabama.
Ooh.
It's the afternoon game when we're playing Georgia that night.
Damn, that's a good slate of games. I like that. Yeah, but I think Bama's gonna beat Oklahoma. I would love that though, Sean. But I think Bama's gonna beat Oklahoma.
Yeah, I think so too.
I like the Florida thing is interesting. Sorry, Marcus, go ahead.
No, you're fine because I was about to say something that was completely unrelated. So keep going.
No, I'm just saying the Florida thing is interesting because Florida's still fighting, but Florida's got, I want to say somebody said they got like 15 to like 16 guys on.
They're out. Yeah, I saw their availability report, and it was like the whole left side was like out.
I think some guys making business decisions at this point. I don't know what's going on.
Waiting to see who the next coach is.
Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. All right, Marcus, where were you going? Oh, I think Matthew's pulling up something. Oh, there it is.
Yeah. That was the injury report I saw. That's crazy.
Damn. That's a bunch.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
And there's some dudes on there. It's not just like
they just out. Yeah, and these guys this is out. This is not probable. No. These just guys that out. Done.
It's just out.
Yeah, man. So we'll see. But keep hope alive. I'm with you on that, Sean. All right. Sorry, you were going to say something unrelated.
Oh, no, I was just going to say while we were on that break earlier when we were talking about coaches and stuff, and I mentioned Romeo Cornell at Tech. My mom texted me. I guess she's watching. Bill Parcells was also there, and so that's why Cornell was his DC at one point. Bill Parcells was at Tech when my dad was in the 70s.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's wild, actually. Most people don't even know that Bill Parcells was at Tech.
Yeah.
That's wild. That's really cool, actually.
Yeah, man. Strange time.
Man. The big tuna, as often called, the big tuna. All right, I want to get to a couple of things here, but before we do that, Todd Lacey threw out here something that I think we should bring up just because I know there's been a tragedy kind of in the football world period. And I actually was watching the start of Thursday Night Football and they had a moment of silence for Marshawn Nealon, the Dallas Cowboy who tragically passed away. And it was said the details are still kind of crazy, but it was said from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. And like I said, obviously we don't know all the details. It seems like there may have been a kind of a mental health crisis going on here too, as well. So thank you, Todd, for bringing it up because it is something that it just as a football show, I feel like we can talk about a little bit.
I saw something, man, and if people didn't get a chance to see it, it's on my Twitter somewhere towards the top of my feed, but Matt Rule took time out of his press conference and he did like a 3-minute, 15-second spiel on this kind of topic, right? And his main point was you never know what someone's going through, and that, you know, especially in this day and age with this, you know, this day and age athlete, it's easy for them to say something like, you know, I'm straight, I'm good. And you really just need to ask people how they're doing, and to be kind to people. And he even went as far to say, be careful what you say to people. Be careful what you tweet to people. You've seen different athletes across, you know, kind of the country speaking to it this year. I think the Giants kicker was kind of talking about how the different types of death threats he's gotten and how normalized it's become. And so, yeah, you just, you know, I think, thanks, Matt, for putting that up there, man. You really don't know what people are going through. And I say it also to say, like, sometimes when you hear me, you know, kind of be, I guess, defensive of our players, I'm kind of like that for all players, because you often don't know what is going on. And Coach, I'm sure you have plenty of experiences with this, where an athlete has something going on at home, with family, with himself, right? And maybe it's something he shared with one or two people, and then they still have to go out there and try and, you know, figure it out on a Saturday or a Friday night, you know, in high school. And I think we lose track of that, especially now, whether it's college or pro, how much money these guys make. But, you know, I saw another, you know, somebody say, like, remember, underneath these helmets and jerseys, there's a human. And I just thought it was, you know, obviously a tragedy. I mean, this is a guy that scored a touchdown Monday night, and 3 days later, you know, however many lives are now impacted by that. So, yeah, if anybody's ever going through something, man, definitely reach out to somebody, and know that there's plenty of people out there that do care.
Amen, bro. Good message. Appreciate that, Marcus. All right, Coach, you got anything that you want to say on the topic? I know,
you know, not really athletic related, but just humanity related. So some of you may know that my wife took her life almost 4 years ago, and it was an incredibly tragic thing. But she had suffered from some mental health issues, most of it relating back to trauma from when she was a child. And I just want to say this: if you're dealing with something, if something traumatic has happened to you, you have to deal with it. At some point, you have to get it out. You have to go get counseling. Do this. Nothing ashamed in that. You know, deal with the issues that you're dealing with, because there's a lot of self-imposed stuff that we carry around. You know, baggage, but stuff that's not your fault, that you're carrying guilt and weight on. Get help, man. Talk to somebody. Get it out. And there may be people that I was raised in an Ozzie and Harriet type. You know, for you old young guys, that's the perfect family. You know, the Leave It to Beaver kind of family. You know, and you don't realize what some people are carrying, and it could be just some people just get depression without having any trauma, just because of an imbalance in their brain chemicals or whatever. And that's what this could have been. I don't know, but a lot of times there's undealt trauma in someone's life that you have to deal with it. It's going to manifest itself somewhere in your life at some time in your life, and unfortunately I know it firsthand. And so anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there. Maybe it'll help somebody, maybe not. It's not something that's fun to talk about, but we don't hide it. We're advocates for mental health. Our family is now. My daughter goes and speaks to college classes about it, and it's just a very important thing. Thank you, Marcus, for what you had to say as well.
Yes, sir. Thank you for sharing that, Coach. I appreciate that.
Amen, Coach. Thank you for sharing that. I mean, honestly, I think you guys put it best. So that was very eloquent and compassionate. Great message, gentlemen. I won't try to say anything more than that, because I think you guys really nailed it. Miracle Martinez, thank you very much for the super chat. Says, if anyone is struggling, reach out. OTF fam, we here. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, and no matter which way it is, I mean, seriously, just reach out. I agree with Coach too, man. Therapy. I've been to therapy. It's a good thing. Okay.
Yes, it is.
I didn't think it was beforehand, but now I'd encourage anybody. Honestly, everybody could use some therapy.
Absolutely.
Good stuff there, guys. Let's thank our final sponsor of the evening. Thank our friends over at Bingham's Bourbon. We appreciate them being part of the On Texas football family as well. And if we appreciate, first of all, this Friday, actually, shout out to my man Ryan Bingham because he's coming to Austin this Friday. Shout out to Ryan Bingham, Oscar-winning and Grammy-winning artist Ryan Bingham. For years, he turned down offers to just put his name on any bottle. No, instead, he insisted that he wanted a bourbon he could be proud of, one that stayed true to his Texas roots and where the music comes from. That's why he built Bingham's from the ground up, a Texas-certified whiskey made with 100% Texas-grown grains, distilled and aged in the serene Texas climate for a bold, unmistakable flavor. From the hands of local Texas farmers to the barrel to the glass, every drop is a tribute to the land, the craft, and the people who shape it. Bingham's Bourbon, proof that Texas makes a damn good bourbon. Available now across the great state of Texas, and you can find details at binghamspirits.com. That's binghamspirits.com. Appreciate that. And we appreciate all of you guys out there for watching and for listening. Really appreciate you, Coach, for sharing. Appreciate your heartfelt message. Thank you as well, Marcus. Thanks to Matthew behind the scenes. He's the real MVP. Nobody does it better. And thanks to each and every one of you out there for watching and for listening and for sharing. We appreciate this being, our little family. We see you guys as family. Yeah. All right, no doubt about that. That's how we talk about you guys in meetings. That's how, we talk about building this community and how we should build it. And the reasons why is because we see you guys as family. So if you're struggling with something, man, you can reach out on this channel. There ain't no doubt about that. All right, for Matthew and for Marcus and for Coach, I'm Lifetime Longhorn Rod Babers. Until next time, hook 'em horns. Love you guys.